do you think her bravery has paid off in her everyday life today?
I definitely think that. I think she was always a strong person, but she's even stronger now. Her kids are doing great. Her son goes to the University of Arizona. Her daughter's going to be a freshman at the Naval Academy.
Wow.
Yeah, so they've both worked really hard. Um, they've stayed out of trouble. They don't drink. They know the dangers, of alcohol based on what happened to their father. She's remarried now. She's much happier, doing good. Again, the kids are close to his parents, their grandparents, so I think it did pay off in the end. And the kids are old enough to understand now what their dad did and why their mom did what she did, because they're 18 and 21, so she can have honest conversations with them.
Wow. So, what have you specifically learned from her that can apply to your life?
I think, again, trying to do what's right for your kids. Maybe not telling them everything. Like when they were little, they didn't need to know all those details. But now she can be really, honest with them, putting their needs ahead of hers. I mean, it would have been easier for her to stay married, but she was worried about the safety of her children. I think, again, just being, honest, standing up for what you believe in, sticking to your guns. I would say she's a really good role model for other women or people in situations.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
So, I know that you're a teacher at Hillside Middle School, and have you done any specific units or anything like that relating to courage or bravery?
This year I taught 7th grade English at Hillside, and we did a Courage in Life unit. And we read The Diary of Anne Frank or The Children of Wesendell Lane. Those were the two novels, and they both took place during World War II. I think you read Diary of Anne Frank, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Okay. So, like in Diary of Anne Frank, not only was Anne Frank and her family, in my opinion, super brave and courageous, but the people that hid them in the annex, do you remember that?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And snuck in food. And they were working there. And they knew if it was found out they were hiding Jews, they would be in a lot of trouble. But they were trying to save those 8 people that they kept hidden in the annex. And then, Anne and her family who gave up everything and had to lie about where they were going. I don't know if you remember, they told everyone they went to Switzerland, but they were really in. Do you remember where they were?
No, I didn't.
Amsterdam,
okay.
Okay, and they, and Anne kept talking about in her diary, like, how everyone has to be brave during the war, because there's bomb raids and the people that had someone fighting in the war and the people in hiding, and there was so much going on. And then the other book, did you read The Children of Wesendell?
I have not, no.
Okay. This girl, Lisa, she grew up in Austria, and she was Jewish, and her parents knew like what was starting to happen and what was starting to go on, and they were really afraid. So I can't imagine as a mother doing this. They put her on a train to London. They didn't know anybody. Mom kissed her goodbye, but they were trying to save her life.
Wow.
Yeah, so she stayed with some families, then she ended up living in like a youth hostel, and then her sister ended up coming to London, and after the war, she found out that both of her parents were sent to concentration camps and killed.
Wow.
So her parents sent her away to save her life. And again, as a mom, like Jane, I can't imagine saying goodbye to you. But if I thought I could save you,
right,
and you could live, and maybe not Dad and I, but I think that is so brave of a mother, and so brave of this girl. And it's based on a true story. And she went on to become a really famous concert pianist.
Okay.
And her daughter wrote the book. So the granddaughter, there was the grandma, then the daughter, and then the granddaughter wrote the book about her grandmother's story.
Okay.
And she said, what if my grandma would have died in a concentration camp? The world would have never known her music.
Yeah, wow.
Or what if we hadn't known of Anne Frank's diary? We wouldn't know that story.
Yeah.
And then we read like a fictional book, like Charlotte Doyle. I can't remember what that one's called. The Adventure.
Treasure Island.
It was a Charlotte Doyle book, and this Charlotte Doyle character was good. But I don't think anything compares like the bravery showing during war,
Right.
the Holocaust. Another book I read relating to that was The Book Thief, which is set in the same thing in a family living in Germany takes in and they hide a Jewish man in their basement. And the family thinks Hitler's crazy and what he's doing is so wrong, but they're so afraid for their life that they pretend to be in the Nazi party. And they hide this Jewish man in their basement. And their daughter has to lie, but they keep trying to tell her, be brave, and we're doing this for the right reasons.
Wow.
So I think literature, that's why I think it's so important we teach through novels. Because again, there are just so many examples of courage and bravery and all these topics and things we need to keep talking about.
Yeah, wow.
So you need to read The Book Thief.
Yeah,
so good.
I
It's
will.
really, really a great story.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I've cried my eyes out at the end, but it's so good. Such a great story. Do you think Anne Frank was brave since you read that?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely, I do.
You know, I think about all the things we have and like what would you take like and go into hiding and
Right.
you know they couldn't move around and they just had to be quiet all the time or go outside or just all the things you guys have.
Yeah. Wow.